Hey, Virgo, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your September 2025 career and money reading. If you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Virgo, what is in store for you this September? Bottom of the deck, we have the underworld. You are looking at finding unconventional ways, Virgo, to generate income. This could also be more than one income source is calling out to you at this time. Perhaps you work in the corporate world, but you're building a side gig. You could be a business owner and you have multiple streams of income showing up. Bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Wands. There's a huge glow up happening here for you. No coincidence that it lands in your season. For many of you, your sun sign Virgos. So congratulations are in order here, or they will be sooner rather than later. You've done a wonderful job. It's time to move on to the next project. Now, this could also be awards, scholarships, or promotions. It feels like an old role, an old identity, or even an old persona is being put to rest because you've outgrown that version of you and you are ready to expand your horizons. You're ready to think bigger here is the message I'm getting. Now, the Six of Wands can be the spotlight energy. And this month, the spotlight is on you, Virgo. So you could be getting recognized for your talents, for your hard work. And I see here that there's definitely some sort of milestone or big success that is showing up here. And I feel like you are going to reap the rewards. There's accolades. There could even be pats on the back. There could be words of encouragement that help you feel like you're being of service, like you're making a difference. And it could show up as a small, act of kindness, and it could show up as something large and anywhere in between. But I feel like you're grateful for all of it and you're not letting it get to your head. It doesn't feel like it's ego centered. It feels like this is more in alignment with who you are becoming. So Six of Wands, major glow up here at the bottom of the deck, which means it's still coming to fruition for you. Now, you have here the underworld at the bottom of the money and career deck here, which is about finding those unconventional ways to explore new income sources. Now, some of you, this has to do with technological advancements here. Perhaps working with AI or working with expanding your business through the resources that have been blossoming or growing, especially over the last decade. So you have the ability to do and become anything this day and age. And we have the resources at our fingertips. We're able to learn. We're able to build a business online. We're able to put ourselves out there. And that's what many of you are doing in some capacity. And if you do work in the corporate world, I feel like you could be headhunted, meaning if you have your stuff out there on LinkedIn or any other platform, it feels like someone is gravitating towards you. This could also be more than one person. Perhaps it's new clientele or a new target market. It could certainly be a new business proposition, but I feel like you are excited to explore some unconventional ways to increase your flow of abundance. It talks about the world evolving here. As the world evolves, so can your means of earning money. So this tells me that you're thinking outside the box. And maybe that was a challenge at times because Virgo, you like things to be stable, right? You are an earth sign. You like that stability. You like that security, that safety net. But I feel like you risking something, putting it out there in some way is actually going to pay off in a very big way. Some of you don't even realize the extent of how much abundance this has and is coming in for you. All right. So we have here the coffin. Now, remember what I just said about putting something to rest? I feel like the coffin is an old way of doing something because it's not working in this new world. The old ways of being efficient, or old belief systems, or even an old job of yours that you've outgrown. The coffin tells me that, yes, there have been investments here that you had to make at that time, but you're not in that time anymore. That's where this portal is opening up for you. And I feel like there is a shift coming in, and it's ending the old cycle, the old paradigm, again, putting it to rest, hence the coffin. Now, if you have come to this reading unemployed, or if you are looking to end a job, there's good news here on the horizon, because you have the celebratory congratulations. So there's something coming in that is going to help you kind of bury the past, put the nail in the coffin, as they say. So you have the candle and the coin showing up. Virgo, this is big. Now, the candle is manifestation, and it looks like you are manifesting money, but it's more than just financial wealth. It's spiritual wealth. It feels like this is inner alignment, meeting, your passions, meeting your purpose here, your mission. This is about visibility, and you're getting that, it feels tenfold for some of you. There's high visibility, high rank. You may get approached by someone in a high place, right? You got friends in high places here, Virgo, or someone, on the upper end is noticing you in some way. They want you to be a part of what they have going on, or perhaps you are the one who is really, evolving into this version of you. But I feel like you're staying humbled, right? You're staying humbled. You're not letting maybe the fame or the spotlight get the best of you, and you're not shying back either. So for some of you, this could even be like public speaking. I'm getting throat chakra. So it could even be like a podcast, or putting yourself out there on social media in some way. You could also be speaking up at an interview and really kind of hammering it in where they want what you have to offer. I feel like you go in and you slay whatever it is that you are proposing. It feels like there is a proposal type of energy. You may even be launching maybe a new product, or this could be like a sales pitch of some sort. I'm also getting funneling. So you may have like an email funnel, or perhaps this has to do with like online networking, classes, workshops, seminars. It feels like you're getting a lot of recognition. So whatever this is that you are doing, whatever mindset you are in, keep going in that direction. Stay in that abundant manifestation. Don't let the fears and limits come out of this coffin and try to drag you down under. Now, this is about management. Perhaps you are being approached by management here, or you could be in a managerial role. This is about taking action. And once that candle is lit, it feels like that flame continues to burn for quite some time here. So it's not a quick in and out. It's not inconsistent. I feel like something is more reliable. And with the coins showing up as your outcome, this is money coming in, wealth, good investments. How interesting is this? In the past energy, you have bad investments, and then you have here in the future good investments. So that tells me you've learned. You've gone through a bit of a learning curve. There may have been setbacks, there may have been obstacles, there may have been challenges, but I feel like you have learned so much that you are applying it to this new version of who you are with the newfound skills, talents, and knowledge that you have. Therefore, you could be getting a raise. You could be, hitting your lucky break here. I'm also getting a message of something expanding. Maybe this is the numbers. It feels like the numbers hit and then they just blow up. I mean, some of you, this could be like going viral. Okay. It could be a win, like a jackpot win even, where if you've ever played a slot machine and you get the bonus, you have 32 extra spins, and it just feels like something is showing up here and not only multiplying, but it feels very, very abundant, and that can show up in any form. So watch out for the miracles. Watch out for the invitation to invite more abundance into your world. Now, let's dive into your current financial energy. Where are you at financially? Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is one of my favorite minor arcanas because it's about you creating a life that you love, creating a life that you are proud of. Your dreams being fulfilled, hard work that leads to great success. Now, the Pentacle realm is the slowest moving realm, but it's reliable, it's dependable. This tells me that you've been on this path for quite some time. You've worked hard. You have learned through the challenges, the setbacks, the endings. You've learned, some of you the hard way. But I feel like the biggest factor is you didn't give up, and you are now able to enjoy the beautiful things in life. This is about you opening up to the sun, okay? I don't see the sun here in your reading, but I definitely feel that the sun is shining on you. And when that shows up, it feels like you're leaning into what truly makes you happy. And you could even be spending money on the things that bring you joy, that bring you fulfillment. Some of you may even buy yourself something nice for your birthday, for those of you sun sign Virgos out there, or this could be a month where you treat yourself in some way, or maybe someone treats you, but it does feel like there's a lot of dreams that you are starting to live out. And keep going in that direction, because even if you have a bigger dream that you haven't quite hit yet, celebrate the small ones, celebrate the small wins. So I like where you are at. You're starting to get to a point where you're able to stand on your own 2 feet. You don't have to rely necessarily on others, or you don't have to feel like the sense of independence is so strong that you can't rely on help. It feels like there are helpful people, support, and resources that are showing up in your life because that's who you are to others. So there's one of the universal laws coming in here. The law of, cause and effect, the law of attraction, the law of karma, bringing you good dharma here. Let's look at the source of financial blockage. What's holding you back? If there's any blockages here, it looks like you have the Magician as a potential block, which can be manipulation. So sometimes we're all victims of this, right? I don't love the word victim, but we've all been privy to this energy where we've allowed some sort of external manipulation to get into our heads. Right? And that's what the Magician is warning you of, trying to make sure that you are not letting manipulation, even from your own past. It can be our own mind that tends to kind of manipulate or twist things, just trying to protect you. But in fact, it can be limiting you. Perhaps there was a failed expectation that had kind of fell through, or maybe you were rejected, and then the mind tells you, well, don't apply for that position, or that first business that you had failed, so don't try again. So that can be the mind trying to protect you in a way, but it's through that manipulation that can hold you back. So whatever form you want to call that, I call it also limitations versus manipulation. It sounds a bit lighter, but the truth is here that can be a source of blockage. So when the Magician shows up here, Spirit is reminding you, Virgo, because this is also your major arcana. You share this with Gemini. This is reminding you that you can manifest the life that you want, that what you need will and can magically appear. Successful beginnings, because the Magician is number 1. Some of you may be a 1 life path number, or perhaps you are in a personal year number 1. And also, for those of you into numerology, we are currently in a 9 year. 2025 breaks down to a 9. And next year, 2026, we roll into a 1 year. So the planning and prepping that you've been taking and doing this year could be setting you up for the biggest success of your life come 2026. Okay. So, but you're getting a snippet into it right now. You're getting a little bit of a taste of what's to come. And I feel like it's magic, right? So that song song. I forget who sings it or who, what the title is. Maybe it's called Do You Believe in Magic? But that song is showing up here in your energy. So if that song comes on the radio, or if perhaps out of the blue, you start to hear those lyrics, that's a form of intuition that comes through for me. I will hear songs playing and I hadn't heard that song like on the radio. Sometimes it's been 10 years since I've heard that song and it'll just show up intuitively. So if music is calling out at this time, pay attention to the lyrics, pay attention to the words. That could be a way that spirit is trying to get your attention and maybe even shake up your energy. Because what happens when a good song comes on the radio, maybe one that we haven't heard or one that's upbeat, we start to sing along, we start to move our body, we start to dance. And that's the energy spirit wants you to, get into more of. Don't let any form of manipulation hold you back, because you are an excellent communicator. You are talented. You have skills. Your abilities are top notch. So don't let anybody persuade you or tell you differently, because you're a boss here, Virgo. You are. All right, let's look at your money mindset. Let's look at the beliefs and attitudes that you have around money. You have the 8 of Wands. Now, money is an energy. It ebbs and flows. Some of you are like, Mel, it flows out too quick, right? I get money and it's gone. And so this is a fast-paced energy. It's the second fastest moving energy in tarot, aside from the Chariot. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of hustle. Some of you may feel, maybe there's a belief that you have to hustle in order to get the abundance that you want. Now, I'm all for hard work, but I'm also for working smarter, not harder. And I do see here for you that there's a belief that's starting to shift more of freedom, because sometimes this 8 of Wands can be determination and stamina, but it's about you working real hard so you can have the life that you want. So you don't have to hustle and be working until you're 90 years old, right? That you're able to flow more into what you want to do versus what you have to do. Now, there are immediate results showing up here. The second you kind of shift your thoughts, the second you start focusing on what it is that you truly want, that you truly desire, your entire reality shifts. Our thoughts, our mindset, our beliefs are so important when it comes to our lives. And I see here that there is important communication coming through here for you. So this could be an invitation. This could be an email. I'm also seeing something coming through the mail. Now, some of you may have a purchase that you've made. Remember what I said about treating yourself, or it could be something unexpected that shows up in the mail, such as it could be a check, or it could be like back payment. I'm getting insurance. So some of you, perhaps you have overpaid in insurance, or this could even be an insurance claim. It could be a check that shows up maybe when you least expect it, or it could be something you're expecting, but I feel good about this. All right. So when it comes to your mindset, stay determined and focused on what you want, not what needs to be closed. Because sometimes when we stare too long and too far at something that needs to be closed with that coffin energy, that's what we direct our focus on. That's what we start to see in our reality. So let's look at the opportunities here for income growth. Where can you make or increase your money? The Knight of Michael, the Knight of Swords. The Swords is the realm of technology and communication. So for some of you, this is where there's a new opportunity, something online, as I mentioned, something unconventional. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. Now, there certainly could be some sudden changes coming in, and you want to make sure that your head is in the game, because you may have to think quick on your feet. You may have some quick shifts that show up here, and if you think too much about it, or if you let emotions come in and kind of override the logic, sometimes that can get us into a pickle. Now, I'm not saying, shove away your emotions. Don't feel this. It's it's important to feel into things, but I see here that I feel like this has to do with the coffin. It has to do with investments, and that's where you want to use your logical mind. You want to think clearly, and you want to make sure that you have your ducks in a row, right? The steps, the necessary steps, or planning or organizing, that all is part of, logic as well. So definitely some shifts coming in here for you. There may be a deadline. There may be an opportunity that shows up, but you may have to send in your information right away or apply for something. I'm getting within like 3 to 5 days. It feels like there could be like a busyness or movement within that 5-day period, 5-day mark. So stay strong, stay committed. You are someone who is very intellectual. You're very intelligent. And yes, stay diligent here. Now, the Knight of Swords is someone who voices his ideas. So you may be being called to tune into that throat chakra. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but I am getting a highlighting. Yes, I did, of that throat area. So communication skills are big at this time. Motivational speeches, speaking, podcasts, your voice. Maybe some of you could be actors. You could be in the spotlight in some way with that 6 of Wands. So you are definitely getting recognized. And this is you also building confidence through mirror work. I just see in the mirror, and I'm seeing someone talking to themselves in the mirror. And that's so important. It's not in vain to give yourself a pep talk when you need it. It can be very motivational. It can be very inspiring. I love mirror work. And when I first heard of it, Louise Hay, it sounds a bit intimidating to look at yourself, to look into your eyes, to speak to yourself, call yourself by name. But the more that you get in touch with that part of you, the more that you are able to access that real, that raw, that authentic piece that is deep down. And sometimes we have many layers of conditioning. And I see here that you're going for it, Virgo. There's something you're going for here. And look at what we have in the background, the sun. The sun is shining here and it looks good. All right, let's look at the unexpected financial influences, whether these are good, maybe they're challenging. We have here the Ace of Cups. This is good. The Ace of Cups is an invitation. It is a gift. It is an offer. Now, all aces are new beginnings, but it's up to us whether we say yes or no to them. So there is a hidden factor here. Something is surfacing that maybe you can't quite see yet, but it feels very fulfilling. It feels, I say feel because this is the element or realm of the emotions. So there's where we are able to let something sink in. After we've made a choice, we're like, wow, this feels like the right choice. Like I did move in the right direction here. This is a positive, new emotional experience. This is something that's deep, something that's lasting. There may even be spiritual insights coming through. I feel like this opportunity that you are bringing to the surface, that you are manifesting in your world when it comes to career and money and financial flow, it feels like this is fulfillment. Because you are leaning into your curiosity, you're staying positive, you're staying hopeful. And I feel like you're asking yourself, like, what would love do? But you're getting the head and the heart on the same page. And that's where miracles happen. When the head and the heart are working together towards the highest good, that is such a beautiful flow. And it allows that abundance to come shining in. And that's what I see with that Knight of Swords. So what are action steps that you can take currently, Virgo, to improve your financial state? We have the Four of Pentacles here. When you give, you also receive. So keeping that two-way door open. Being a giver is going to allow you to receive. And some of you may be thinking, Mel, I'm constantly giving, or I've done so much for others. When is it going to be my turn? Right there, if that is something you caught yourself saying, that can be a form of lack of trust. lacking or not trusting that your time is going to come, and instead saying, yes, I have been a giver, and I know and I trust that I'm going to receive back. That's the law of cause and effect, right? The law of karma, those universal spiritual laws that we talked about here. Being resistant to change. So that can be something that stops us in our tracks. So in order to improve our finances, that's where the underworld comes in and says, don't get stuck in a routine. Don't get stuck in that, like sitting on something where we don't make a move because we're fearful of what if we make the wrong one. Spirit is saying you can trust your intuition and find unconventional ways to explore new income sources, because you have the smarts, you have the head, you have the brain, right? You can put some of those limitations to rest because you have some really brilliant ideas. And if you voice them, it could change your life. You not only just voicing them, but actioning them up with that Knight of Swords. Extremes in how you save or spend money. Now, some of you may be rebudgeting or refinancing. You could be spending a little bit to make a little bit. Maybe there's a new investment that you are putting your money, putting your time, putting your energy into that, feels a bit risky. It feels unconventional. But as I've mentioned in the beginning here, you don't even see quite yet the abundance that has the potential of coming out of something if you stay diligent, if you stay consistent with this. This is a big glow up energy. So don't sit on it, right? Don't sit on your gifts. You are meant to shine. You are meant to open yourself up to new income sources here. All right, what is the outcome? The outcome, if you continue following this path, you have the Six of Pence. Beautiful. So not only do you have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the 4 and the 6. This tells me that you are receiving blessings. Your material needs are getting fulfilled in magical, it says that there, magical, there's the Magician, and unexpected ways. Acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. And that's where that 4 of coins comes in, right? When you give, you also receive. So you are being guided to give back, to be of service in some way, to put your gifts out there, to let the world see the real, raw, and vulnerable you. And that can be scary. That's something that I had to work on and still continue to work on, because being seen for who we truly are can have us digging into some of our deepest shadows that we've stored away in the closet, right? And I feel like you are stepping into your strengths. You're not focusing on the fears, not that you are brushing anything under the rug and saying, hey, I'm all about toxic positivity here. No, it feels like you are doing the work and you deserve to feel the flow of abundance because you have changed. You are no longer the same Virgo that you were 5 months ago, 5 years ago. You have evolved. And with that comes financial evolution here as well. This is powerful. Virgo, this is glow up season for you. Let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Virgo? I'm getting happy, happy. That is a card in this deck, happy, happy. But I do feel like you are entering into a happy era. So even if that card doesn't show up here, look at that. You're going the distance. And it feels like happy, happy is on the other side of this finish line. So go the distance here. No stopping you. I feel like Spirit is saying you're never going to go back to that old life or the old version here of you. You are meant to evolve and you're coming in hot, just like this cheetah. This is endurance. It's strength. It's the long haul. Some of you may be 47 years old. Your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. And that's what I meant when I talked about the realm of the pentacles, also known as the coins, because it's not something that is done overnight. It's not instant success. It is something that we build through the years. This is a time to think long term and engage in continued action. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. Your efforts, ideas, and hard work now can lead you to greater riches than you could have imagined. I told you that here, Virgo. Yeah, greater riches than you could have imagined. Stoke the fire. Boom, there's the fire. There's that candle. I told you once that candle is ignited, it's going to burn. And sometimes it's that slow burn that crackles, right? With potential, with excitement, but it's going to burn for hours and hours and years on end here for you. So stoke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all the phases of manifestation. Be assured that you are in the right place right now. I love that for you. This is a beautiful career reading. If you guys are enjoying it, please give it a thumbs up. All right, let's get a message from your spirit animals. And at this time, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it for the count of 3, 2, 1, and release through your mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, Virgo, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animals could be wild, domesticated, mystical, or magical. This could be an animal that's recently crossed your path in the great outdoors. Perhaps a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, where I draw one winner and post right back here on the community tab, all you need to do is drop your spirit animals, whatever was showing up in your mind's eye, drop it below to be entered into the giveaway. All right, you have some powerful animals. Your first one out here, number 30. Some of you may be 30 years old, 52 years old, or born on the 10th or the 16th. You have grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith, grasshopper. Now, some of you may also come into contact with a grasshopper. One may land on you. And if that scares you, it doesn't have to be for you, right? But some of you may actually see the landing of a grasshopper, and you may think to yourself, wow, that grasshopper just leaped very, very, long. So pay attention. That could be a sign from the universe, sign from spirit. Take a leap of faith. You will be rewarded. What's the phrase? You got to risk it to get the biscuit. Ooh, you are getting that biscuit, and it is oozing with sweetness and honey and warmth. So you have something beautiful unfolding here for you. Next, you have buffalo. And I was actually seeing in my mind's eye the white buffalo. Now, this one is not white, but it is coming up nonetheless. It's number 10. And in tarot, that is the wheel of fortune. And it says here, the abundant universe will provide. So bison or buffalo. You have coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. Now it's number 16, which in tarot, 16 is the tower. So some of you may have gone through a tower, or you currently are going through a destruction of old cycles, old patterns. It's that coffin energy. You are about to lay something to rest, and it's time to spread your wings and fly. Really kind of show the world what you're made of. Show yourself, because again, you are stepping out of an old role, an old persona or identity. So trust in those detours. And lastly, you can't make this up. This is the third time that we have magic showing up in your reading. You have the scarab beetle, and it says magic works through you. Because you are the magician. You are magical, right? Do you believe in magic? Yes, I feel like you do. And you're looking for the magic in all things. And that is showing up in your career sector, finances, but also emotional and spiritual fulfillment as well. And lastly here, let's get a final message for you, Virgo. A message from your soul's truth. No way. You have what can I burn? And as soon as that landed, I don't know if you caught that, it landed right on the candle and the coffin. So the candle here is putting something, burning it and putting it to rest. And I have a feeling what we're about to read here has to do with what you are, burying. This is something you're burying here. Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong and the proof that you're not enough. Burn, baby, burn, because your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Virgo, I love this for you guys. Look at all of the beautiful synchronicities that are playing into each other. That is what you are going to start noticing here. Probably as soon as you watch this reading, even if you've already tapped in, I feel like you are tapped in, but you're going to start paying attention, recognizing that they're more than just coincidences, that the universe is always alerting us, nudging us, giving us signs and symbols. Trust that your time is coming. Money is moving in and you are getting recognized in ways that maybe you never thought possible, but you earn it. Don't second guess. Your skills, your abilities, your talents are top notch. That is what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'm sending you lots of love.